How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You serious?
In case you needed the Cliff Notes, Trump shunned the opinion of his own director of intelligence, while Tucker Carlson humiliated Ted Cruz even more so for the world to see. And we are all collateral as MAGA attacks each other.
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for.
Trump's coalition is cracking, and it's cracking at a time that we desperately need it to crack, because he seems to be just stumbling into World War III. I mean, those of us paying attention know he's not qualified. No, he doesn't bother to read things that are necessary in order to do the job as president. And we've seen his policies just fail after fail these last few months. We saw what happened with the tariffs, how much he had to roll back in order to not even put us into a depression, how much of an economic effect we will still feel from those tariffs. We see even what he's done with ICE in Los Angeles and the fallout with that. Policy after policy getting brought in the court, judge after judge calling it unlawful. I mean, he's a mess. But the perhaps most serious mess right now is the fact that he seems to be leading us into World War III with a war against Iran without any stated intention, plan, purpose, meaning. And here, none of us who have been following him really have any faith. It seems like the cracking of the coalition, we can be both collateral damage and perhaps also enough of us saying enough is enough to Trump may just get through and save our democracy. Ironically, we have Tucker Carlson doing perhaps the best questioning of a senator recently on legacy media, where he is, I guess, not on legacy any media. And so maybe that's why, but certainly nobody is questioning senators as he just did with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz showing up on his show, clearly not understanding Iran at all, despite the fact they're talking about regime change, which you would think would be more about whether or not the people there want regime change. And the last I saw, I haven't seen a civil war break out, but we seem to be talking about regime change and not just a nuclear weapon and stopping them from getting it. Ted Cruz not knowing anything about the people he's evidently trying to free. Tucker Carlson making that very obvious. And so as much as I don't want to compliment anything that Tucker Carlson says or does, it's Tucker Carlson, the one who's hopefully fracturing the Trump coalition to the rest of our benefit. Take a listen.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here, because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
We are seeing in real time people peeling away from Trump. We just saw Elon Musk, perhaps the biggest supporter, both financially and just in terms of the X algorithm, how much he used it to support Trump. He's really not doing that anymore because he evidently had believed Trump when he said he wanted to cut the budget and then was shocked by this big, beautiful bill. Why people still get shocked by Trump, I don't know. You could just follow him for all those years and you see he doesn't actually mean anything what he says. Same with the Latinas for Trump. She's shocked about how Trump is implementing this kidnapping, deportation policy, whatever you want to call it. That is peeling away at the coalition. And then Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Congresswoman Greene, you have been a voice of reason and America First policy. Tell us how you see this conflict between Israel and Iran.
Matt, I see it just as you do, and you laid that out so well. That's the America First message, but it's also the truth that the American people have woken up to. We've watched for decades propaganda news. I'll call out Fox News and the New York Post. They're known to be the neocon network news. We have propaganda news on our side, just like the left does. And the American people have been brainwashed into believing that America has to engage in these foreign wars in order for us to survive. And it's absolutely not true. Prime Minister Netanyahu said, I saw on video, he said today that America First is America dead. And that sounds like a threat to me. And I completely disagree with him on that. In order for America to not be dead, it's to stay America first. And this is what the American people want. It is not anti-Semitic to say that we do not want to go to war against Iran or any other country. That is not anti-Semitic at all. It's actually rational, it's sane, and it's loving to people all over the world. A Middle Eastern war will pull America back 20 years, just like you showed in your intro for your show. It's exactly the lies that we were told after 9/11, and many people know it's not true. So I'm completely opposed to this war. Of course, we don't want to see the people in Israel bombed, but they're only being bombed because Israel attacked Iran first.
And then also Dave Smith, this huge comedian podcaster, actually going on air and calling for the impeachment and conviction, the removal of Trump for him getting into this war with Iran. This is a major escalation, not only with the MAGA infighting, but with powerful people and powerful supporters leaving Trump. And the more they leave Trump, the more vulnerable he is. We need him to be vulnerable in order to save our democracy. Because when he has people like Elon Musk in front, when he has people like the podcaster in front, and Tucker Carlson's and Marjorie and all the people out front, then he can gain some sense of resiliency against the No Kings March, the millions of people that show up. But the more people that call for his removal, the more people that frankly are calling him a fraud, makes the movement, the people's movement, that much more powerful. Take a listen to what Dave Smith had to say.
About coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of, corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this. I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this. So it's just a devastating.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.